What up, guys? Boxing Maestros here. We're gonna break down Benavidez versus Ramirez because they're gonna fight this Saturday on Cinco de Mayo weekend. They're fighting for all the marbles to see who's the biggest, baddest Mexican boxer in the sport of boxing today. Let's get into it. From the red corner, we have the challenger, hailing from Phoenix, Arizona, 29 years old, height 6 feet 2 inches tall, reach 74.5 inches length. We have the challenger moving up 25 pounds to challenge the champion. We have David, the Mexican monster, Benavidez. And in the blue corner, we have the champion. We have at 34 years old, southpaw, 6'2.5 inches tall, reach at 75 inches. We have hailing from Sinaloa, Mazatlan, Mexico. We have Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Well, up, guys, if you don't know how this works, we're going to be comparing the stats from both fighters, the experience. We're also going to be comparing their last 5 fights to see how good they've been doing lately. And we also have the wild card at the end to help us decide on the prediction for this Saturday's fight, yo. Let's get it started. First, here we have the stats for Gilberto Ramirez. He's a 34-year-old champion. He's a southpaw, 6'2.5 inches tall with 75-inch reach. Comparing that to Benavidez, we have a 29-year-old, which is the younger guy by about 5 years. Not much, but it's something. Is 5'2 inches tall, which is about the same height, and 74.5 inches length in reach. So they're about virtually the same, except for Benavidez is just a tiny bit younger, yo. Has been in more wars though, in my opinion. Now, in terms of experience, we have Zurdo Ramirez here with 49 bouts, 313 rounds with a 62.5% KO ratio. Comparing that to Benavidez, we have 31 bouts, which is less than that, and 167 rounds. This might make a difference here. We have Zurdo Ramirez in an advantage in experience in how many rounds they have fought, and that is due to Benavidez's KO ratio. Benavidez has a higher KO ratio, which means he has fought less rounds. Will that play like a big card in the fight? I think the KO ratio might. The experience, maybe so, but then again, Benavidez has been boxing practically since he was born. So figure that one out, yo. He's been sparring professional since he was 15. But let's compare the last 5 fights we have here, yo. The last 5 fights we have for the challenger Benavidez, we have him beating Anthony Yarde, David Morrell, Alexander Gosvik, and Demetrius Andrade, and before that it was Plant. So he's got a pretty hefty record. We have here the last 5 fights, won them all, got a few stoppages. As a matter of fact, I think out of those 5, I think he's gotten 3 stoppages out of the 5, except for Gosvik and David Morrell. And now he's gonna fight Zurdo Ramirez. He is going up in weight to challenge the champion, so that's gonna be quite exciting, and it's gonna be quite the challenge in my opinion. In the last 5 fights for Zurdo Ramirez, we have him fighting Uriel Dorticos, which is a very heavy puncher, Chris William Smith, and then some, I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, but he's 27-0. He must have been good. I don't know who he is. About the light heavyweight division, not a lot of people talk about the division. But before that, we have Joe Smith Jr., which is also a very heavy hitter, but doesn't move his feet very well. And before that, we have his first and last loss against Dimitri Bivol. That takes us into our evaluation here between both guys. I think they both have pretty hefty resumes per se, but I think Benavidez takes the cake on this one because virtually all of his last fights have been fighting top contenders. Right here, Gilberto Ramirez, even though he's also fighting top contenders because it's the way that he got there, he has a loss against Dimitri Bivol. Even though Dimitri Bivol is top pound from pound performer, he's still at a loss. And I think if Benavidez can get him to fight the same fight that he fought against Gilberto Ramirez against Bivol, I think he might be able to take the cake here. In the wild card though, besides that, in the wild card we have the wild card for Zurdo Ramirez. This is the chink in his armor. The chink in Benavidez's armor is that he does get knocked down. He is out of place sometimes. He does square up, and every now and then we do see him get knocked down. This, for me at least, has been the second time I've seen Benavidez knocked down. It was one of his recent fights against Morrell. He's been knocked down because he's out of place with his feet whenever he's punching, whenever he's switching from right-hander to left-hander, whenever he's going in. He does get caught sometimes and he does go down. So if Ramirez can use his feet to get him out of place, get him to square up, he might be able to get a knockdown, even if it's just a flash knockdown, yo. Now, the wild card for Benavidez about Ramirez is that he has a loss against Bivol. So he does have some room of error that he makes against top fighters. Versus Bivol was throwing a lot of punches, a lot of combinations. He was sidestepping a lot, and he was basically beating Ramirez to the step per se. So if Benavidez can use his feet to get around Ramirez's guard, I think he might have some success and even cause a knockdown. Now these two guys, as we know, if you don't know their history, they have sparred quite a bit in the past for many years. They have sparred up to 200 rounds according to Ramirez, so they know each other pretty damn well, and so does Benavidez. Benavidez has said that in the sparring he has hurt Ramirez before, and he says he's coming to hurt in this fight as well. So tune in for Saturday, yo. We're gonna have a big fight. Our prediction is that Benavidez is gonna go in there and dominate. I think Zurdo Ramirez might take the first half of the fight, maybe even the first 6 rounds, using his feet, using his southpaw stance, and throwing a lot of straight punches. I think he might keep Benavidez at bay, but as we all know, Benavidez starts warming up and he does start get going, and he will break down Ramirez eventually, yo. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and comment down below if you like this breakdown, and we'll see you guys on Saturday during the live stream on YouTube. Have a good one, yo.